they could do. We died in cells, never knowing whether we were guilty or not. We went to priests. They gave us pledges. They told us to pray. They told us to go and sin no more, but go. We tried, and we died. We died of overdoses. We died in bed, but usually not the big bed. We died in straitjackets, in the DTs, seeing God knows what, creeping, skittering, slithering, shuffling things. And you know what's the worst thing? The worst thing was that nobody ever believed how hard we tried. We went to doctors, and they gave us stuff to take that would make us sick when we drank, on the principle of so crazy it might just work, I guess. Or maybe they just sent us to places like Dropkick Murphy's, and when we got out, we were hooked on formaldehyde. Or maybe we lied to the doctors, and they told us, don't drink so much, just drink like me. And we tried, and we died. We drowned in our own vomit or choked on it, our broken jaws wired shut. We died playing Russian roulette, and everybody thought we'd lost. We died under the hoofs of horses, under the wheels of vehicles, under the knives and boot heels of our brother drunks. We died in shame. And you know what was even worse? Was that we couldn't believe it ourselves that we had tried. And we died believing that we didn't know what it meant to try. When we were desperate or hopeful or deluded or embattled enough to go for help, we went to people with letters after their names and prayed that they might have read the right books, that they had the right words in them, never expecting the terrifying truth that the right words, as simple as they were, had not yet been written. We died falling off girders on high buildings because of course, ironworkers' strength, of course they do. We died with a shotgun in our mouth or jumping off a bridge and everybody knew it was suicide. We died under the Southeast Expressway with our hands tied behind us and a bullet in the back of our head because this time the people that we disappointed were the wrong people. We died in convulsions of insult to the brain, incontinent, and in disgrace, abandoned. If we were women, we died degraded because women have so much more to live up to. We tried and we died and nobody cried. And the very worst thing was that for every one of us that died, there were another 100 of us or another 1,000 who wished we would die, who went to sleep praying we would not have to wake up because what we were enduring was intolerable. We knew in our hearts it was never going to change. One day in a hospital room in New York City, one of us had what the books call a transforming spiritual experience. And he said to himself, I've got it. No, you haven't. You've only got part of it. And I have to share it. Now you've almost got it. And he kept trying to give it away, but we couldn't hear it. Our transmission line wasn't open yet. We tried to hear it, we tried, and we died. We died of one last cigarette, the comfort of exploding in the dark. We passed out and the bed caught fire. They said we suffocated before our bodies burned. They said we never felt a thing. That was maybe the best way that we died, except sometimes we took our family with us. And the man in New York was so sure he had it, he tried to love us into sobriety, but that didn't work either because love confuses drunks. Still, he tried, and still we died. One after another, we got his hopes up, and we broke his heart because that's what we do. And the very worst thing of all was that every time we thought we knew what the worst thing was, something happened that was even worse. Until a day came in a hotel lobby, and it wasn't in Rome or Jerusalem or Mecca or even Dublin or South Boston. It was in Akron, Ohio, for Christ's sake.
Wow.
A day came when a man said, I have to find a drunk because I need him as much as he needs me. Now you've got it. And the transmission line, after all those years, was open, and the transmission line was open. And now we don't have to go to priests, doctors, and people with letters after their names. We come to the people who have been there, we come to each other, and we try. We don't have to die.
Yeah.
Correct.